Hi, my name is Georgi, and on Mondays and Fridays I'm doing the Estonian newspaper Postimees review. So today is Friday, 5th of February, and you're looking into the newspaper Postimees. So let's go. On the first page there are two titles. So the the Deputy Chancellor of the Ministry of Environment is giving a comment on law they had that the fuel tankers can pump from one tanker to the other in Estonian waters for almost no payment, and with a huge risks for the environment. And the other title is that concerning the research council member who was attacked by obviously anti-mask person, so that Estonia should protect their scientists who are giving advice to the government. The government will begin vaccinating teachers in February, middle of February, and also that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs called the Russian ambassador because a Russian airplane violated Estonian airspace. So there is also a big article with the Deputy Chancellor, and the most interesting part of that he speaks fluent Russian and English, which he this knowledge of those languages he acquired while he was in the the Soviet Union radio intelligence unit during his army time. So they asked him if he has any connections to any Russian business people or government representatives, but he denied that. So that's interesting story. Also, on page number 6 there is a big interview. Now almost every day there is a big interview with the new ministers, and now a big interview with the Minister of the Interior, who was a former police chief. And there is even a new anecdote about the Interior Minister, who is a former police chief, that he comes to a cabinet meeting and tells everyone, you are under arrest. Everybody looks at him and he says, no, I'm joking, this time. So this is really interesting. The police chief is now the Minister of Interior. So some international news, that Borrell traveled to Moscow. After all, more people are reading New York Times about Myanmar resistance, about the fact that Canada named Proud Boys a terrorist organization. And on the economics page, that the beautiful winter weather have been good for the tourism inside Estonia, and there is one area, Otepää, where there are small hills where people can ski, downhill skiing, and they have benefited the most during the corona pandemic, and also some spas in Tartu, because until last week the restrictions were milder in the other parts of Estonia compared to Tallinn and Harjumaa. So a lot of people from Tallinn and Harjumaa went to the rest of the country. And also the pandemic has increased the telecommuting and teleworking, which means working from home, like doubled. So obviously this will have some consequence on the demand of office spaces in Estonia. Obviously all over the world too. An interesting article that Financial Times is bringing up the fact that some transportation costs have risen tenfold. So tenfold from to transport goods from China and from Asia. And they're going deep into the reasons, because COVID had halted some factories and also some and then it also affected the transportation sector. So the advice is for those who order any produce from Asia just to wait. And soon is going to be also the Chinese New Year, which obviously is a seasonal bottleneck in the transportation. Very interesting article about Estonian robot Janu, which serves drinks. The owner of the company says that due to COVID there is a lot of demand for this robot, that hotels want to substitute real people with robots. Okay, no COVID problems, you just get a drink from a robot. So if you need a robot who serves drink, remember Janu. I'll put the link in the description. So this is a great potential. Also on page number 13 there is an article about the fact that the Western civilization has kind of forgotten the viruses that last 50 years have been relatively virus free or pandemic free, and there is a comparison with like plague, and there is a famous Bernd Notke painting in Niguliste church. Actually I went there, I'll post a video here, and this painting portrays the plague, or how everyone is equal in front of the death. So one real estate article. This is also very interesting. You see how big it is. Real estate is very popular. That you can find also good buys, not only in Tallinn but in the smaller cities, and they bring as a suggestion. For example, in Kohtla-Järve, this is very small place next to the Estonian. So the real estate article about they're suggesting that Kohtla-Järve, which is a small place, and they next to the Russian border, they built a government school there, a gymnasium, and big and new school, and that's one investor bought an apartment in relatively good condition, and for 2,000 euros, and then rented out it for 200 euros a month. So, which is very good return of investment. So a good idea that you can find good investments also not only in Tallinn, Pärnu and Tartu, which is kind of a triangle of where the most of the profitable, you see, where most of the profitable properties and most of the real estate transactions are done. Also that lending banks are lending like normal, that in 2020 Swedbank gave loans to 6,800 clients, and the average amount for clients who bought properties in those newly built buildings, the average price of the loan was 122,000 euros, and the average income of those families which got those loans was a third of the clients had an income of more than 3,000 euros a month. So this is kind of interesting. Some cultural. Also big articles about the Tartu Marathon, which is a skiing marathon. It's going to be on 21st of February this year, and that luckily this year we have a lot of snow, so we can the years before they had always a problem that there wasn't enough snow for organizing this skiing marathon, but this year it's fine. So that is almost everything. Yes, that are all the news for Friday. See you on Monday. If you like this segment, subscribe, and see you.